Hello, hello. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you a deck tech for a Pioneer deck I've been playing for this week's article on Dragons in Pioneer. We're playing Dragonback Assault, baby, and man, it is so much fun. It's true, we're a little slow. Sometimes we just get steamrolled, but when we get to go off, holy cow, it's just incredible. So, signature card is Dragonback Assault. 6 mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Landfall trigger: whenever a land you control enters, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So our goal is basically ramp into this as fast as possible, then make a ton of land drops. So as far as our ramp package goes, Growth Spiral, Cultivate, Claim Territory, this first half of Bloomvine Regent, all go get us lands from our library, put them on the battlefield, it ramps us. Further enabling us to ramp is Dryad of the Legion Grove and Ice Still Explorer, which allow us to make extra land drops. Of course, we're happy to ramp with these, but they're in the deck primarily to allow us to abuse the landfall triggers once we get a Dragonback Assault out. But our ramp spells do double duty, if not triple duty. Typically in a ramp deck like Mono Green or Eldrazi Tron in Modern, you want your ramp cards early so that you can cast your big finishers ahead of curve. And then if you end up drawing like an Elvish Mystic on turn 6 or 7, it's really not a very good draw. For us, our ramp spells are great early and they're great late because early they ramp us into the Dragonback Assault. Those are end up doing, but helping us find our combo pieces are Rolling Dragonstorm, draw 2, discard. What's so great about Rolling Dragonstorm is once we get Dragonback Assault online, every land makes us a dragon, which returns the Rolling Dragonstorm to our hand, allowing us to recast it so that we never run out of gas. Bloomvine Regent, again, we cast it early to ramp, or late, we can cast it for 5 mana, get a 4/5 flyer that gains us life to help against burn, but also that will bounce Rolling Dragonstorm. As far as our finishers go, what we're ramping into is, of course, Dragonback Assault, signature card, the best card in our deck, but also Ugin of the Storms. We get to exile the permanent, gain some life, draw a card, it ramps some more. This is a holdover from my modern deck where I actually played other colorless spells, so we don't really have a way to trigger his static ability. It's possible we wanted the 8 mana Ugin the Spirit Dragon, but I just don't think it's good enough, honestly. So maybe there's a better finisher out there, but right now Ugin is taking that spot. And then Breaching Dragonstorm is a pseudo finisher because it allows us to theoretically get a Dragonback Assault or Ugin, but it can also just get us a Growth Spiral. However, if we already have the Dragonback Assault out, we're happy to get the Growth Spiral. If we are digging for one of our finishers, not so much. Breaching Dragonstorm, much like Rolling Dragonstorm, will return to our hand as soon as a dragon enters the battlefield, so it synergizes really well with Dragonback Assault. I'll tell you what, man, there are a lot of moving parts when you get multiple pieces out on the battlefield, and you'll see some of my oversights where I don't sequence things the way I should, where I forget about the fact that I'm going to make a dragon and return something to my hand, so I don't cast a Rolling Dragonstorm on before I end up making a land drop. But anyway, that's part of the learning process of the deck. It's a little bit more challenging than maybe it looks. And the land package, so we're playing a bunch of janky fetch lands, Fabled Passage, and then from the Streets of New Capenna, these fetch lands that enter and then immediately get sacrificed, and you gain a life. Now, you may be asking why not Evolving Wilds? That allows you to fetch at your leisure. Honestly, maybe Evolving Wilds is the better card. I really like these cards. I think they're great fetches. I like the life gain. In one of my matches, I was able to play enough of these lands from the graveyard with Ice Still Explorer that I gained enough life to theoretically survive another turn had my opponent not untapped and cast Athalia's Lieutenant. So the life gain isn't something to ignore or overlook. Otherwise, Fabled Passage. But since we're playing, it's Pioneer, right? We're playing a bunch of janky fetch lands that can only get basics. We have to play a lot of basics. So we're playing 11 basics, a whole bunch of forests, some islands, and some mountains. Why are we playing so many forests? Well, Claim Territory only allows us to go get forests. Cultivate is our better one. It allows us to get any number of basics, but Claim Territory only forests. And I will tell you this, there will be times when you don't have any more basics to fetch out. We play so many fetch lands. It's possible we need to just go ahead and get rid of all the dual lands and only go basics because we have so many ways to fetch, and we need to hit those lands in order to win games a lot of times. And if we can't find a land when we fetch, it could be the difference of winning and losing. So yeah, this is the main deck. It is so much fun. Let's talk about the sideboard. All right, the sideboard. Well, we don't have any interaction in the main deck, so we have a lot of interaction in the sideboard to deal with. those aggressive decks out there. Torch to Tower for some spot removal, Pyroclasm, and Brotherhood's in as some sweepers, conditional sweepers. Leyline of the Void, I've said it before, I think it's a necessary evil. The graveyard decks are super popular in Pioneer, and they're just so powerful. They can overwhelm you so quickly that I don't think that kind of spot targeted removal that you find in Unlicensed Hearse or Agatha's Soul Cauldron is good enough to keep up with them. So I just kind of play it. Now, it is mostly a dead card. However, if we have Dryad of the Elysian Grove out, we can cast it. Otherwise, any drawn Leon of the Void in the mid game, we are hoping to just pitch to Rolling Dragonstorm. Mossborn Hydra. Now, I know you probably think I have an unhealthy obsession with Mossborn Hydra. You may be right. This card is amazing. I love it. It has won me a bunch of games. In our deck, it plays an important role as another finisher. Opponents may end up taking out some of their spot creature removal and going up their enchantment removal because they know that that's how we win the game. Well, we bring in Mossborn Hydra. It's a creature that must be answered or it will win. Otherwise, it's just another must-answer threat. It gives us an alternate win condition. And we make so many land drops that we can grow it to massive proportions. I think my record so far is 256, and that was after misplaying a little bit where I made 2 land drops before I actually cast it. Again, a lot of moving parts. So anyway, this is the Dragonback Assault and Pioneer. I played the deck in Modern. You can check it out over on my YouTube page or at cyclesgaming.com, and it was super fun. I've so far had a lot of fun with it in Pioneer, which theoretically is a slower format. However, are we going to be fast enough? Can we keep up with Pioneer's slower format, although still aggressive format? Is Dragonback Assault a busted card in Pioneer? I guess you'll have to watch the gameplay, but thanks for watching. This is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one.